Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Laura Bakewell and here we bake things pretty well. Today I'm going to be making some angel food cake with you. So the first thing we want to get started is we're going to go ahead and blitz our sugar just to make it more refined. If you happen to have like caster sugar or superfine sugar, you don't have to do this. You can skip this step. But I'm just going to go ahead and put all 1 3/4 cup of sugar into my food processor. And we're just going to blitz this a little bit. If you happen to hear a whole lot of noise in the background, I'm really sorry. They're repaving the street out in front of us. After the tropical storm that hit, it took out like a lot of the streets around us. So they finally decided to like repave the original street. So I'm very sorry if you hear that behind all of this. As usual, this is very loud. So we're just going to pulse it about 5 or 10 times. We want to make sure that the sugar is not to the point of powdered sugar, but we do want it to be a little bit more refined than the original sugar is. All right, so it wasn't on there for very long, like maybe a minute. Sugar is ready to go. So I'm going to keep 3/4 cup in here. But I am going to take my 1 cup measurement and take that out of here and set it to the side for our egg whites. So go ahead and pour this out. There we go. That's about right. So we'll just leave that to the side. And now we're going to put this back on the food processor. And now to this, we're going to go ahead and add our cake flour. So it's 1 cup and 2 tablespoons of cake flour. And then we're also going to add our salt. And that's just 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Now we're just going to put this on the processor and blitz it a few times. We just want that flour and the sugar and everything to aerate. That way it's much softer whenever we put it into the egg whites. Okay, so before I go ahead and put my egg whites in here, I am going to splash a little bit of distilled white vinegar. Just like that, tiny little splash. And then I'm going to take paper towel and I'm just going to wipe that around the bowl. Just to make sure I get all of the oils that could be residual, even after cleaning. Sometimes there's oils left over, it just happens. Vinegar helps get rid of that. You could also use lemon juice. Lemon juice really works well for that too. It's not going to affect the taste at all. It just helps clean the bowl. Alright, so now that the bowl is clean, we're going to go ahead and we're going to use a whisk attachment and we're going to put our egg whites in there. These don't look like egg whites. They look yellow. Whenever I poured this out of the container, I was confused. Apparently, if you get like the container of egg whites, depending on which brand you get, it'll come out yellow, but they are egg whites. It's just something about, I'm sure it's like all the ingredients and stuff that they put into it and the way that the hens are raised and all that other kind of stuff. I would prefer using just regular egg whites, but you need 12 egg whites for this, and that would leave me with 12 egg yolks, and we don't really eat a lot of eggs here, so it would be a waste of the egg yolks, so I just figured I'd get a container. Whenever I did anything previously that had just the egg whites in it, I used to give the egg yolks to Batman. He would eat them like crazy. Robin hates them, so I don't. But Batman was my go-to for giving him the yolks. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to whip our 12 egg whites, and our cream of tartar, which is just 1.5 teaspoons. So we're going to put that all in there. Make sure you get all that in there. And we're just going to beat this until it starts to get really foamy. Go medium-low, and then whenever it starts to get really foamy, we'll pump it up to medium-high until soft peaks form. There is no stage of this for this process that will be anything more than a soft peak. We're not trying to make a meringue. While you're doing this, also go ahead and set your oven to 325. That way, whenever this is ready, your oven's ready. So let's go ahead and start beating this, medium low. Okay, so this has gotten really foamy. So now we're gonna bump this up to medium high. And while this is mixing at medium high, we're gonna go ahead and start adding our 1 cup of sugar, slowly, portion by portion, just a little bit. I'm just gonna do a little dash and until it's all in there. All right, so this is at the soft peak stage. It's still a little bit runny. We're almost there. So now what I'm gonna do is do this. I'm gonna go ahead and add my vanilla. And this is the vanilla that that I recently showed you how to do. This is my vanilla after, like, this has been with me for about 8 months now. I'm just gonna go ahead and take this and put, you need a 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. I'm just gonna eyeball it. Like that. And give that a little mixy. All right, so that should be our mixture done. Nice soft peaks. So I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of this. And we'll get rid of my mixer. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and take our dry ingredients and we're gonna add this in thirds while sifting. I'm just gonna do just like that. I'm gonna sift it in. And then we're gonna fold. So you wanna do your best not to just like stir it because you just made all that air and all that fluffiness with your eggs. You don't want to deflate them. So we're just doing a nice, easy fold. Make sure you get all the way to the bottom too. All right, and now we're gonna go ahead and add another third. And we'll fold that in. Doing it in sections and also sifting it also helps so that it doesn't weigh down all your egg whites that you just whipped, because then if you do that, it's going to come out very dense and flat, and it's not what we want for an angel food cake. We want nice, light, and airy. All right, now let's add our last third. Here, let's fold that in. Making sure to scrape all the sides and get down to that bottom. So once all of your ingredients are mixed together, we're going to go ahead and put that into our angel food cake pan. So you don't want to spray with anything because you want all of this to kind of stick to the sides to help keep that height after it's baked. So you want to make sure that like you don't put any type of oil or anything like that on this. We're going to go ahead and put this right in there. Alright, so once you get all that in there, you will see it's not even in any form, and you don't want to sit here and like bang it on the counter to even it out because then you're going to lose all of that air. So we're just going to smooth it out with our spatula. Try to get it as even as possible. Alright, and there we go. So now we're going to go ahead and pop this into the oven at 325 for about 40 to 45 minutes. You want to stick a toothpick in and it come out clean. And I'm going to clean up this top part because I don't want any of that part to like burn. Alright, so we're going to pop this in the oven. Medium rack or like the lower rack. You don't want it to be up too high because you don't want to burn the top. But this is going to rise significantly, so make sure you also have plenty of room for the height. So into the oven, 325, 40 to 45 minutes until a toothpick comes out clean. Alright guys, so here is our angel food cake. It's come right up to the top. I did poke a hole in it to make sure that it was done. Came out clean. So now what we're going to do with this is, if you have the one that has the little feet on it like these, you're just going to dump it upside down. And you're just going to let it sit like that for 3 hours. This will help basically with the gravity. We'll make sure that cake does not collapse on itself. It'll be nice and tall whenever it's completely cooled. If you don't have the feet, you just want to put this on a wire rack so it has enough air that can get under there and help cool the top while also letting the pan cool around the edges. So we're going to let this sit like this for 3 hours and then we will remove it from the pan. Alright, so my cake has been sitting here for 3 hours. Should be ready to come out. So what I'm going to do is just take my spatula and run it along the edges just to help loosen up that cake. There we go. Pulls right out. And if you want to leave your cake on this thing, that's perfectly fine. You can just cut around the middle. But if you want to display it, I'm going to also peel it away from the bottom. And you just put it on whatever cake stand you're going to use. Alright, so there you have it. There is your angel food cake. Nice and fluffy, very tall. It goes great with fresh fruit and whipped cream. That's really nice. You can also make like the strawberry syrup, where you just put some strawberries with some sugar and kind of let it marinate for a little bit. That goes great. It's great with ice cream. Many options. You can do whatever you would like with this, but that is my angel food cake recipe. Thank you for joining me in the kitchen today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe down below, and I will see you next time.